$15,000. That's how much Tesla just raised their prices on cars they no longer make. But zoom out and it gets even stranger. Prices went up dramatically, then crashed, then went up again, all within 5 years. And in 20 years of working in pricing, I have never seen any company reveal so much, so openly about how pricing power actually works. Today, we're decoding all of it. To understand what's happening now, you need to see the full trajectory. 21-22. Tesla can't build cars fast enough. Waitlists stretch 6, 8, 12 months. Used Teslas sell above the price of the new ones. The company raises prices multiple times. Nobody cancels. That is pricing power. 2023. Something changes. Interest rates climb. Competition arrives. BYD, Hyundai, a dozen others. Demand softens. And Tesla cuts prices aggressively. Model 3 drops by $13,000 in a single move. Model Y follows. Of course, existing owners are furious. Some even file lawsuits. I bought last month. The same car is now $13,000 cheaper. That is what happens when pricing power disappears. 2025-2026, Tesla stabilizes. Q1 26, 358,000 vehicles sold, up 6.5% year-on-year. Demand is stabilizing, and the prices go back up. Lease prices on the Model 3 up 67% overnight in December 25. Model Y leases up 39%. And in April 2026, Tesla adds $15,000 to the remaining Model S and Model X in inventory. 3 completely different signals in just 5 years. The question isn't whether Tesla is bold. The question is, what makes this possible at all? Here's a definition most people get wrong. Pricing power is not about the best product. It's not about being loved. It's not even about being premium. Wait for it. Pricing power is about one thing: being hard to replace. And Tesla, at its peak, was very hard to replace, not just because of the car itself, because of everything around the car. The supercharger network, the over-the-air software updates, the ecosystem of the app, the energy products, the full self-driving software or FSD subscription. By the time you've bought a Tesla, you haven't just bought a vehicle, you've entered a system. And leaving that system has a cost. We talked about the same dynamic with Netflix. The moment a product stops being a choice and becomes a default. Tesla was attempting the same transformation. It's not a car you buy, it's a platform you join. And the takeaway, if you're thinking about your own pricing power doesn't come from your product alone. It comes from the cost of leaving. The higher that cost in time, switching effort, in lost features, the more pricing power you have. Now let's talk about 2023, because this is the most instructive moment. I spent 20 years working on pricing inside large organizations and advising companies across industries. And one of the questions I get asked most often is, how do we know if we have pricing power? I've put together a short test, 5 minutes, free, link in the description. It gives you a clear read on where you stand before you make a move like Tesla did. Because Tesla in 2023 gave us the clearest answer I have ever seen. When demand softened, Tesla had 2 options. Option 1, hold prices, accept lower volumes, protect the signal. Option 2, cut prices, defend volume, and hope existing customers don't notice what this means. They chose option 2. And the market noticed immediately. Existing owners felt betrayed, not because the math was wrong, but because the signal broke. And the message of a price cut is never just, this is more affordable. The message is, we need it to. So once you've sent that message, once potential customers know that you will cut when demand drops, they start waiting. That's the hidden cost of discounting. Not the margin you lose, the behavior you train. So the takeaway is that a price cut is always a signal. Sometimes it's the right move, but it tells your market something about your position, and they will remember. So what is Tesla actually doing with this $15,000 price increase? the exact opposite of every car company. Normally, when a model reaches the end of its life, you discount it, you clean inventory, you get rid of it. Tesla did the opposite. They raised the price. Tesla did not add new features like I found on some websites. These are the same cars without repackaging. They added $15,000 to the price, full stop. No justification offered, they didn't need one. That's pricing power. Let me bring this together. In all of my pricing years, I have rarely seen a company offer as many lessons in as short a time as Tesla has over the last 5 years. First lesson, pricing power is real, but it's fragile. Tesla had it, lost it, is rebuilding it. The difference between those 3 moments wasn't the product. It was the balance between supply, demand, and alternatives. The moment alternatives became accessible, the power eroded. Second lesson, price cuts are expensive, not just in margin, in signal, in customer behavior, in the training you give to the market about what your floor really is. Third lesson, the companies with durable pricing power are the ones building ecosystems, not just products. Tesla understood this early. Whether FSD becomes the dependency they're betting on, that's still being tested. But the direction is correct. So the final takeaway, before you set a price or cut one, ask yourself, what signal am I sending? And what behavior am I training? Because your customers are watching every move, just like Tesla's customers were. Earlier, I told you Tesla raised prices on cars they no longer make. Now you know why that's not as irrational as it sounds. Fixed supply, scarcity signal. It's not genius, but it's not random either. Tesla's pricing has always been a live experiment. No dealerships, no negotiations, public prices that change overnight, which makes it one of the most transparent pricing case studies we have. And next week, we are going to ask the hard question. Most companies think they have pricing power. Do you? How do you actually know if you do? And how do you acquire more pricing power? If you want to go deeper on that, check the pricing power test in the description. If this kind of analysis is useful to you, whether you're building a pricing strategy or just trying to understand the world around you, subscribe to the Pricing Club. New video every Thursday. Thank you for watching. Take care.